Greetings once again from Castle Curragh, your Irish castle. And I've got exciting news. It's the biggest news since Oliver Cromwell sent his man Roger Boyle over from his headquarters at Blarney, just down the road, with orders to knock all the Irish towers. So not since his soldiers went up to the top and pushed off the crenellation have we had an event like this. And that is scaffolding. Look at that. Now they've just begun this project. They're establishing the base and they're working their way up. They're about halfway up now on most sides. And that's going to allow our builder to come in and start a test patch on the stones. And what they'll do is they'll remove the old mortar, what remains of it, and put new mortar in, and they'll do a 1 meter square patch. And they might do a couple of different patches with different techniques. Then the county historic people will come over and take a look at it and give their approval. So that's what we're looking for right now. Now, of course, that would mean that the archaeology around the base of the tower is complete. And of course, it's interesting that perhaps the best find was the last find. And that is an exchequer's token. And it looks like a coin, but what it is, the exchequers were like accountants for the crown, and they traveled with a rolled up checkerboard, like a cloth, and they'd roll it out, which is why they're called the exchequer, and they would use these tokens to move them back and forth on this checkerboard like an abacus, and they would calculate taxes with it. So interestingly, most of these tokens were made in Nuremberg in what is now Germany. But they're primarily found in London because of the government headquarters there. But to find one here tells me that somebody was here calculating taxes, probably for Clan O'Leary. So if the clan chieftain collected taxes from the clan, the exchequer would come here to collect taxes from the clan leader. So I find it interesting too that if an exchequer dropped his token here at Castle Curragh, then Tony Miller and our project archaeologist and Pete, our archaeological excavator, they find this token. And there's a one-to-one connection between a historic person and somebody from modern day. And I just find that fascinating. One guy drops something, another person picks it up. But there's another interesting find inside when they cleared out all of the soil from the ground floor. So I'll have to take you inside to show you what they found. Okay, so here we are in on the ground floor of the castle. And it was a dirt floor of sorts, but when the archaeologists removed the soil, what they found was cobblestone. And of course, that's to be expected. That's how these ground floors were usually finished, is with cobblestone. But then something very interesting was found over here on the north wall. And that is a foundation of some sort. It comes out from the north wall, goes straight south, makes nice 90-degree turns, and goes across to another 90-degree turn to rejoin the wall. And it seems to extend along there with these pieces extending to the south. So we were baffled by this at first, and then we made a trip over to Blarney Castle. We've been visiting lots of castles to check out architectural details. And what we found was that Blarney has very similar foundations on their ground floor. And that was for bins, like a grain bin. So that's now our theory on this, is that along the north wall, they must have had a series of these grain bins because it's a very nicely made, squared up foundation. So here's another shot of this extraordinary work of scaffolding. It's an unusual job for them because this structure is not square. It is true straight up and down vertically, but it is not a square footprint And of course, there are different pieces sticking out, like the redan, the wing that goes to the southeast, and various battlements like that. So it's quite a challenging project, as you can see. But they're doing a magnificent job of it. This will take a couple of weeks at least further, and then the builder will get in to do his test, and then we'll be off to repairing this magnificent structure. Now, what's also fun is that not only have we started our own footage for our TV show on restoring this castle, but there's also a documentary filmmaker who is here shooting some footage, and it's just really remarkable to see it dressed up, smoke effects, shafts of light, different props, and actors. And they're doing a film about the priest hunting that took place in this area. And people would get a year's salary for the head of a priest and 5 years' salary for the head of a bishop. So we'll put that the link to that documentary film on our own website when that's completed. But in the meantime, go to our website, myirishcastle.com, and check out Your Irish Castle.